Welcome to enRich Relationships, a podcast designed to help leaders improve their personal and professional relationships from a father and son team.
We each bring executive corporate experience in both public and private companies, as well as personal experience as brothers, fathers, and sons. I'm Dax Rich.
And I'm Larry Rich, and together we discuss different leadership skills and concepts that will help you at work and at home. The home court advantage. When having a difficult or a hard conversation, it's really important to allow the person that we're speaking to have the opportunity to have a place where they can have this discussion or this conversation that's friendly, that's familiar, and is a place where they can be more inclined to be open about what they're thinking. As we discuss with them, it's probably best to go to their office, their cubicle, wherever that may be, if it's a professional relationship. If it's one of our children, probably best to go to their bedroom rather than having them come into ours. We've all been in that situation where we got called to the principal's office or felt like that. And we know how difficult that is right from the beginning. The walls go up, the barriers are there, and it's hard to think. We start sweating and we become defensive. And so having a home court advantage, allowing the person, when we set up a time to meet with them, that it's in a place where they can think and feel comfortable. It also may give us the opportunity to look around a little bit as we're having the discussion and focus on the relationship as well as the conversation. Being able to talk about things we see in their office, in their cubicle, in their bedroom, that can be something that gives them space to talk. And within that, things may come out that will help soften the conversation or help warm up the environment to be able to have the hard conversation. Giving them that home court advantage, giving them the opportunity to be in a place where they're comfortable and to think will set the stage for delivering or preparing to deliver what may be a hard conversation, or at least being able to facilitate that discussion.
Do you have any examples of the home court advantage?
The first story that comes to my mind when I think about the home court advantage goes clear back to when I was in kindergarten. I remember that in our school, we had an area where snowball fights were allowed. There was a sidewalk that went between the playground and the field. And as long as you were on the side of the field, on that side of the sidewalk, you could throw snowballs, and it was lots of fun. But once you crossed that sidewalk and you came into the area where the playground was, then you couldn't throw snowballs. And I remember when I was a kindergartner thinking, I've got a great shot at a kid, and I'm going to throw the snowball. And I was in the playground, and I threw it across, and I got caught by the principal. And the principal said, "You need to go to my office." And he was angry, and I could tell I was in big trouble. And from the moment he said that to the time I met him, as I walked up to his office, all I could think about is, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I knew what I had done was wrong, and I knew he was angry. So there wasn't anything that I was prepared to deliver that was going to be anything that was productive. Everything was going to be based on fear as a result of where I was at. So getting called into the principal's office is something that I've never forgotten. And as an employer and as a dad, I realize that when I have a conversation that I need to have with somebody that I know is going to be difficult, there may be some fear, maybe on both of our part, but at the same time, I know it's a conversation that needs to happen. And there's some unknown in that conversation typically. I've learned from that experience, and many like it, that it's really important to give that person the home court advantage. It creates a much better environment to be able to have a more open conversation, and it focuses much more on the relationship as well as what needs to be talked about, rather than just only on what needs to be talked about. Thank you for tuning into today's episode, and be sure to check out our other episodes where we explore additional ways to enrich your relationships at work and with your family.
Before you take off, we invite you to subscribe and share what you liked from this episode with friends, colleagues, and family. Take a moment and share feedback and suggestions with us directly at enrichrelationshipspodcast@gmail.com.
Lasting change comes from enriching your relationships both at work and at home.